We made it back in the mountains. My regular spot was a bust. There was about 5 trucks parked outside of the area where I normally go into. So instead, I came up the road here a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this trail up about a mile, and then it connects to a service road that is closed, and venture off into the wilderness at that point. Do some research and see what we can find out here, guys. This area is going to look a little bit different from my normal area, but it is spectacular scenery all the way through. So let's do it. I thought I seen something up here. There's a tree somewhere up there. So we have made it to the service road here. Gonna travel down this a ways. We are alone out here now, guys. Venturing away from people now. Further into the wilderness. See all this here? This is all wildland. Up and over that ridge is just more mountains, more wilderness for miles. Okay, guys, this right here is why I believe that Sasquatch or Bigfoot could travel through this area even when it's completely dried out. There's flowing water here year round. And I definitely know that the local wildlife, deer, squirrel, even the occasional bear that travel through here, they're relying on this water. There is a main river not too far from here, but it gets really dry over there too, and the river shrinks. But these springs are always flowing, always an active source of water here. Literally, when I first was setting up the tripod, I heard it sounded almost like a knocking sound off to my right. So we're aware of that. We're listening. We're going to keep going. We're on our own out here, guys. Check this out, guys. Well, that was pretty cool. Kind of sounds like he might make another pass too. We'll see what happens. You guys might be wondering about that helicopter and all the noise. Would that scare off all the Bigfoot or scare off all the wildlife in the area? And the answer is no. Typical wildlife, yes. Deer, bear, they're going to scatter at any sound, really. But contrary to popular belief, Sasquatch can be drawn into an area due to certain sounds. Sometimes logging operations deep in the middle of nowhere have been known to attract a creature to come down to check out what's going on. So sound can definitely attract a Bigfoot, actually, simply based on curiosity. This is a really interesting spot right here. this spot. So you guys, this spot looks interesting to me. Um, if you take a look, basically you have multiple kind of, I don't know what they're called, hollers or canyons that kind of come down where animals might travel down. You have just the hillside right here that backs up to just remote wilderness. And then you have kind of a line of trees that provides cover right there in case, say, something were to travel down the hillside, it would have some cover right there in case you were right here. Oh, check that out, guys. This is a massive tree break. This Bigfoot must have been 25 feet tall. No, if anything, this is a giant tree break. Like a giant mountain giant came through here and just pushed this thing over. Crazy. I don't want to get too close. I'm hearing a whistle. Whoop! I don't know if the camera picks that up. Holy shit. I just did my whoop. Maybe 15, 20 seconds after, a banging sound in the way off in the distance. Like a bang, 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 bang. Just like that. And it got quiet over here. I'm tripping right now a little bit. The banging sounded off at least twice. And it sounded to come from that direction. There's nothing out that way. I think there's a trail that does some of the peaks, but it's on the other side. It's miles. It is miles. I really hope the camera picked that up. All right, we're gonna continue a little further. We gotta be on edge now, guys. Shit got real. It's also looking pretty overgrown over here, which gives Sasquatch a lot more cover to come all the way up to the road. Let's move on. All right, guys. This is the spot right here. I'm getting all sorts of creepy vibes and weird sounds going on back here. And this seems like a good enough a spot as any to tell you my theory on the watchers. All right, I'm a little on edge. I'm on edge because I just did a whoop call and then we heard a banging in the distance. I guess it would be a tree knocking sound, but I have never heard it in repetition like this before. It was like 6, 7 times. Bang, 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 bang. So I have this theory that Bigfoot has watchers. And what the watchers do is essentially watch for human activity or any sorts of threatening activity. And my theory is that they're watching from the ridge lines up there where there's no people. There's nobody over there. Say that there is a remote location over there that they have picked out that they are going to remain in that area for however long. So when they return back to their area where they're going to bed down for the night, that is when the watcher's job comes into play. The watchers will just chill on these ridge lines, um, and look, if you're a human walking through, man, you, you have no idea what's going on up there. Even if you stop and stare, you could be looking at the exact tree where it's at, and then you wouldn't even see it if it's not moving. So, yeah, that's my theory on the watchers, guys. I believe that they're up there. It is quiet over here. Do you see what I mean about how thick it is all the way up to the road here? And even a massive creature could, if it got down on all fours or down on the ground, which we know that they do, it could be virtually invisible right here. I could walk right past one and not even know it. How often has that actually happened? All the time? Fuck, there's weird vibes over here. I don't like that. I'm getting the feeling like there's something up on this hillside right now watching me, guys. This looks perfect right here. This looks like a good spot to venture off the trail, and maybe down into this canyon and see what we can find. Always nervous when I do this, guys. Here we go. Whoa, cool. This is gonna get crazy. It opens up over here. Yep. This is squatchy territory. All right, guys, back on the service road. Our off-trail adventure proved pretty freaking cool, man. But we're making our way back. Well, guys, that's gonna be it for today. What a day, though. Definitely had some really interesting experiences. We did our whoop call, had that banging, wood knocking response off in the distance, and it was repetitive. It was like 5 to 7 knocks. We're hoping the camera caught it up, but that was some of the craziest stuff I've heard, you guys. So till next time, thanks for coming along. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna bring you guys with me every time. So thanks for coming along, and squatch on.